Hi, I'm Jasmine and welcome back to my death series. Please note that there are some pictures that you may find disturbing during this video. When we think about death, we also think about the grieving process. Back in the 1800s, the grieving process of death was pretty just the same as it is now, apart from when photography was invented. Photography was invented in 1826. A man named Joseph I'm going to put it here.
Nicephore Niepce.
So he invented photography. Then came a thing called post-mortem photography. That's right, pictures of the deceased. Now what I'm about to show you is a little bit disturbing and a little bit uneasy to watch. So if you don't like anything to do with photographs of dead people or anything to do with dead people, then please click off now. You've been warned. Now, post-mortem photography first started taking place in 1839. This was quite a while after photography had been invented in 1826. People started taking photos of their loved ones when they died as a sort of memorial to remember them. Now when our loved ones die, we have photos of when they're alive, all the way through their lives. So when they die, we don't tend to want to take a photograph of them when they are deceased. This kind of chills me down the spine, and I find it quite infatuating and quite interesting that people used to take photos of the deceased and use those as the photos to remember them by. During the 1800s, children's fatality rates were extremely high. This was because we didn't have the technology and the medicine that we have today. There were lots of disease, famine, and there was lots of things that went wrong in childbirth as well. So some of these images are of children that have passed. They're of children from the 1800s and from that time period. So again, like warned in the previous part of the video, if you do not want to see deceased children and old photographs, then please click off now. Now the word post-mortem is Latin for after death. So post-mortem refers to an examination or an investigation after someone has died. So when someone has died, you take a photograph of them to try and investigate and figure out what's happened to them, and it's also used as well as a memorial sort of thing. So there's two different types of photographs you can take when someone has died, and normally people take photos in a morgue to piece together what might have happened to that person. Now imagine taking a photograph of your deceased loved ones and hanging it in your house, but knowing that they're not alive on the photograph. So I will show you a few photographs, and this is very chilling, so yeah. Now the reason being for this is because in the 1800s and in like the late 1800s, early 1900s, photography was a quite expensive thing, and to have a photographer meant that you had money, and if you did have a photographer, you'd have to have saved up the money for the photographer to take pictures. Usually it was only like one photograph that you received, not like a big album of them like what we have today. And normally children would have photographs taken when they were deceased and when they passed, but not when they were alive. So the photography that they had taken was when they died, and that was usually the only photo they ever had taken of them ever, which I find very, very sad and very, very like scary actually, to think that that's the only photo that you have of your child is when they're no longer alive. The next photos continue to show small babies and small children, so watch at your own discretion. This is one of the photos I found really, really chilling. We take modern technology so for granted today. Like, we can just take a picture at the palm of our hands. We've got that technology to take photographs of people. To have lived in a time where someone could have passed away that was close to you, and the only memory you really had of them was either a photograph of when they died or just the memories that you had inside your head. And that's in itself almost so sad and then almost so beautiful at the same time, to think that people did really, really reflect back then on memories instead of looking at photographs like what we do today. There's something just makes you think when you feel how lucky you are to have those resources now, and how far we've come in technology to have a phone or a camera that can just take any photographs of anything that we want. Sometimes even people today still do take post-mortem photography. There you have it, some photographs to chill your spines and to chill you and make you think about how lucky we have technology today. So the post-mortem process of taking the photographs became less common in the 1930s. This was because sort of the social standards of it all shifted, and people were a bit more private with their deceased loved ones, and it became less fashionable to do so. And thank goodness the children were a lot more improved health-wise, and our technology and our medicine got better, and people were living longer lives and healthier lives. So from the 1930s to where we are now, we've come a long, long way with everything and technology and health and resources. There you have it. A short little video of me telling you a few short little tiny pieces of information about post-mortem photography. I'm very interested in death. I don't know why, it's just something I've always loved, and I've always had like some sort of fascination with. I think death can be scary, and if you think about it, it's one of those things that people don't talk about, and I'd like to talk about it a lot more than what we do. I think because to just get rid of the fear. So if you like this video and you like my channel, and I haven't done one of these videos for quite a while and it's long overdue, then please like and subscribe and join me back in the next one. I think this is video number 4, I'm not really sure. I will probably remind myself in this video if I didn't already. And yeah, my setup's a little bit different, so if you like that too, then hit like, and yeah, stay tuned into my channel if you want more weird, creepy and unusual content. Bye!